just this year, but every year. Thank you, Chief Parisi, for your kind words, Deputy Manuelson, the rest of the senior staff, both past and present, and especially a warm welcome to my fellow retirees. I'd like to take this opportunity to also recognize and thank Salem firefighters who do double duty and serve in our armed forces, especially people like Ron Spicer, who can't be here tonight because he's thousands of miles away on his third deployment. Ronnie! Also, Jeff Jensen, Greg Cartier, and Tom Kelly, all of whom have deployed several times since 9/11. I recently heard that less than 1% of the US population actively serves in the armed forces, ensuring freedom and protection for the other 99% of us. Folks, these guys are the real 1%ers, not the suits on Wall Street. And lastly, but certainly not least, I'd like to recognize and thank my family. My wife Jennifer, my children, Holly, Sarah, and Spencer. Their unwavering love and support always made going home after a difficult shift something to look forward to. I also thank my brother and sister-in-law, John and Beth, for joining us tonight in this celebration. You know, the sacrifices we make when we embark on a fire service career often pale compared to the sacrifices and compromises we ask our families to make as a result. I'm sure there's more than one firefighter spouse here tonight who can relate to Jennifer's memories of spending yet another Christmas Eve alone, finally getting those wound-up kids fed, washed, and off to bed, only to turn and face the daunting task of preparing gifts for them, which bear the dreaded words, "Some assembly required." Now, I don't want to keep you too much longer, but I do have a thought or two from my new perspective on the job that I want to share, especially with such a young department. Don't worry, this won't take nearly as long as a Group 4 roll call. A realization I've come to since walking out the back door of the station one last time, just a short 5 months ago, was that this job's kind of like an amusement ride. And once you're aboard, you've got to be all in. This roller coaster career is occasionally exhilarating and on the verge of losing control when it's at its best. But sometimes it's just a slow, clunky, uphill battle with no clear view of what's coming until you reach the top. And this pattern continues until you finally step off that ride. And only then does the significance of your impact on others, as well as the impressions left on you from the things that you experience with all possible senses and emotions, come together. And what that comes down to is the satisfaction of having belonged to a profession, an organization, and most of all, a brotherhood, whose actions define humanity at a fundamental level every time we turn out. Although a fire service career occasionally presents situations with nothing short of heroism, where nothing short of heroism can define the actions that were taken, it's really the everyday calls for assistance which you respond to that needs to define who you are and what you do. Try to keep perspective on this and be proud of the fact that the fire service is sometimes the last place someone will turn to after exhausting all other options, in hopes that we can relieve or at least lighten their burden, whatever it may be. And lastly, while I didn't come up with this, I wish I had, and I'm paraphrasing it at best. Remember that when answering a call, whether it's being the first due truck making rescues above the fire, or simply assisting a slip and fall at an elderly person's home, that you need to be the best part of somebody's very bad day. Thank you for this opportunity and warm recognition. I'm very proud to have had a small part of this great career and a place amongst the brotherhood whose memories will carry me forward onto my next adventure. Thank you.